All right, here we go. Carver and Cuthbert with you. Go Sports Radio from Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach on the island. It is a beautiful Wednesday. It's cold. The sun's peeking out. Melt some of this snow. Nice job by the meteorologists over the weekend. They undershot this one. We got a little bit of snow, early snow in December on Long Island. And we got a lot to talk about today. Tons of NFL to do. College football playoff this weekend. Pucks. What a lifeless couple nights for the Rangers at the Garden.
Hey, easy now.
I mean,
Easy now.
come on. Back to back. Couple Western Conference teams. Can't score. Can't win if you can't score.
Something stinks real bad at MSG.
That's how it goes. And, of course, we will celebrate a championship.
Woohoo!
Here today on the show as well. Mike Carver along with Paul Cuthbert. Hi, Paul. How are you?
Good afternoon, buddy. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, the snow is actually starting to melt a little bit, which is it's the kind of scenery
We
you
do
want to have
need it.
down here in Long Beach, New York. It's a beach town, so let
It
the
is
snow
a
melt.
beach town, but it is pretty cool sometimes to see it like this. I'm sure it's tough when it first comes down. There's 6-7 inches of snow down. You're trying to get everybody in down here on the beach. This is probably the one part of the island. It's tough. Now, it's like you say, being a beach town, it's probably hard to clean up after.
Tight parking down here and tight spaces, and that place is still in one piece after the electric parade here on Saturday. It's just good stuff.
They did for the electric light parade, all coming down the block here. I saw some photos of it, saw some things going on. It was a very, very big night down here in Long Beach. And I guess we have to start today, Paulie. This was, you don't get to celebrate many crowning achievements and big moments and things like that in this New York sports area. It's been so tough for so long. But last night in Vegas, Knicks gave you a moment. NBA Cup champions.
Sounds
The
good.
New York Knicks.
Got a nice ring to it.
After beating the Spurs, they were down 10 early in the second half, rallied with some huge contributions off the bench from Kolek, Mitchell Robinson, and all these guys. Huge contributions. Clarkson hit some big shots. And sure enough, the Knicks are NBA Cup champions, Paul. How about that?
Raising a banner right here, too.
No, that actually
No?
just came down. There's a report that just came out. Ian Begley from SNY said that the Knicks are not going to put
Good. I like
a
that.
banner up in MSG. And I was going to ask you about that because that has been some of the chatter was, well, you haven't won a championship since the early 70s.
How do we celebrate
Do you put
this?
something up there? And apparently what they're going to do is Friday night, they're back at home and they're going to do a little tip the hat and
Wheel
give
the
a little
cup out
wave.
to center court.
Yeah,
and then,
you know,
and then
you
wheel
bring
it
the,
right back
bring
into
the cup
locker.
out there. They gave them all these dopey medals they gave all the guys last night. They all had their medals on. And here's what it was really all about. Them getting their money. That's really what it comes down to.
500 G's, baby.
Per player, per coach.
Nice Christmas present.
They go and get that. And you're probably sitting there thinking, well, Jalen Brunson makes like $35 million this year. What's another $500,000 to him? Well, you know what? That is true. But if you noticed, Paulie, listen, the NBA is a star-centric league.
Mm-hmm.
You win because of stars. You really most teams don't get contributions from anything past, their seventh or eighth guy on the team. But there are other guys sitting there that don't play and are on minimum deals and are on, for Tyler Kolek, $500,000, that's, little extension on the house, Paulie, buy a little,
More than that, you can get the extension, you get a new car, maybe a Bentley.
car. I mean, it is for guys,
yacht.
for guys 9 through 15 on the roster. It means something. Are they going to hang a plaque somewhere?
What about a parade? Are they doing a parade?
No parade. There's no parade.
Hey, look,
parade.
here's my take on it. If there was any other team, like if San Antonio won last night, wouldn't have given a crap, But
Right.
I did watch the game. I had the game on.
Yeah,
I watched it.
but you watched because the Knicks were in it.
Yes.
You wouldn't have watched, like last year was Milwaukee at OKC. You
Like,
weren't
you know,
watching
it was
that,
one
you
of
know
these
that.
things, you know, I knew the Rangers were on last night. I was going to throw in the Isles were playing last night.
That wasn't
And,
watching.
you know, I was doing a lot of work at the house. I was telling you pre-show at the house yesterday. So I had all the sports on in the background most of the day and even last night. And then I'm sitting there going, you know, I think the Knicks are playing in that cup tonight. So I throw on Amazon, put it on there, and I have the game on. And, you know, San Antonio was kind of having their way most of the game.
They were.
And then as the game went on,
About 2.5 quarters.
And then they went on that 10-0 run. And then Knicks just kind of took over from there.
Just took off.
And I got to tell you, you know, as a Knicks fan, like I said, I'm happy. I'm happy for the guys. I'm happy for the team.
Yeah.
They won something. I'm not a big fan of this. I don't really understand. I was asking you, you know, when we started the show a few weeks ago, what is the NBA Cup? I have no idea what it's about. I don't know how it works and everything. But I got to tell you, as a Knicks fan, I'm happy they won. We are the champions, and I'll take it. Why not? And like I said, you put besides the New York City Football Club and the New York Liberty, no major sports team in this area, which is terrible, has won anything in a long time. So
look,
bring the cup in.
At the end of the day,
Bravo.
It means absolutely nothing.
Exactly.
It really doesn't. Like it's something that has been manufactured by Adam Silver in the NBA to try to garner some interest in November and December, which is usually a time when obviously the diehard is always there, but the average NBA fan, the average sports fan, usually doesn't tune into the NBA until Christmas Day or after that. So this was put together to try to drive some interest into early season. And what do they do to try to make the players' interest? They put some money in the pot and try to get them gassed up for that. And I think you do see the stars want to do it for the guys who are lower on the team and the coaches and things like that. I think that there is some that does put it together. But all in all, I mean, it is kind of fugazi. It is kind of stupid, the whole entire thing. The NBA Cup in general.
On the interest point, right?
Right.
So, and I'll be interested to see what the ratings are when they come out, right?
Right.
Now, on the interest side of it,
helps to have
if
New
you're
York.
a Spurs and a Knicks fan, you're watching that game last night, right? I think
Yeah.
everybody else and any other NBA fans, unless you're just a diehard basketball fan, you're interested in this, you're probably not watching it. Now, in terms of it, we know, especially in other sports, and let's take soccer, right?
Right.
Like the Premier League, Europe, they have cups going on within the seasons, which do garner tons of interest, and it allows teams to get some silverware.
Right.
You know, so I think if you're a soccer fan or if you're an
you
English,
understand it a little bit more.
I understand it that way, and I enjoy it that way as a Premier League fan because, yes. Now, at the end of the day, you know, whether, you know, the FA Cup is pretty big, obviously.
Right.
Carver Cup, you know, all these stuff that happens over in Europe and England, I should say.
But it's bigger when a team that isn't Man City and Man United and Liverpool win it.
But it's also another silver to throw on the trophy if it is a big team.
Right. You know but I'm saying it means a lot more to, say, Southampton if they won that than it would mean to Man City winning the FA Cup. Like, it's lost. But this has now become something now, you know, look, and Adam Silver, who's, you know, most of his ideas suck, to be quite frank with you. Like, he hasn't done a good job, I feel like, he's screwed up the All-Star game. He's come up with this thing. And he said something last night that I thought was interesting. Now, they've made this this is the third year of it, and it's always been semifinals and finals in Vegas.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think Vegas doesn't have, I think, that same allure that he used to have 20 years ago, let's just say. I think the players still get into it and probably like going there. It's a little break from the regular routine that they're on throughout the season. But Silver made a comment that, and I can understand why, they would think about maybe not doing it in Vegas. I don't know what the deal is. Maybe next year they still have to, etc. But in the future, and he started talking about doing it in like college arenas and like things like that. I don't know about all that. I think that if no one's going to it in Vegas, I don't think it's kind of hard to ask somebody to go to, you know, Cameron Indoor and go do it. Like, you know, that's college basketball. It's a different thing than the NBA. But
massive scheduling conflicts there with college basketball.
The other reason is, because he talked about this yesterday too, is Vegas is going to have a team in 2 or 3 years, in a couple of years.
I thought he was going to blame the Raiders.
Well, he could blame the Raiders as well. But can you imagine if that game was in the Garden last night, and that was that game was at MSG? I know it would have been better than the game that was actually at MSG with the Rangers. But can you imagine if you played a game like that for something on the home team's floor. I guess.
Well, you couldn't do it. There's no way. And the other thing too is another story. The storylines you can bleed off of this is how much would fans pay to go watch the Knicks in a final and MSG for the NBA Cup.
For the NBA Cup, which is, and the other hard part about doing it in home arenas too is, and you know how this business is now, these arenas like MSG and UBS and anywhere else throughout the country, Boston, wherever, boy, they have their year. There's 365 days on the calendar, and they're trying to fill as many of them as they can. And when the MSG people get the schedule from the NBA and the NHL, and they go, all right, these are the dates that we are playing. All right, well, we're filling these other days with concerts and Disney on Ice and carnivals and all these other things. So it would be hard to probably do it from that aspect too, to have it in a home arena if it's not something that's on the schedule at the beginning of the year, because you don't know if your team's going to make the final.
What about in the Dakotas? There's not much going on.
Well, but I just thought it was weird. Like, I'd rather play it in Vegas than play. He's like talking about college arenas. Like,
I think the Vegas thing makes sense because it's more of a neutral site, and you got people that are supposedly in there anyway.
It was a dead atmosphere.
Yeah,
it's a dead atmosphere.
But I think what we're talking about here is logistically,
right?
If you're talking about at least having it in a big city, and it is a sports city, and I'm sure there was some gambling done on the game last night,
right?
So,
there absolutely was. Yeah, Knicks covered. Game just went over. I wanted the under. Just went over by a hair for it. But that's what it really comes down to. There we go.
And that's for them to figure it out.
That is for them to figure out.
Because I'm all right. It's over now, and we move forward, right?
Congratulations to the Knicks.
Way to go.
And you look, it is something that, can you use it as a stepping stone? Well, to be fair, the Lakers and the Bucks didn't use it as a stepping stone the last 2 years when they won it.
No.
So it's nice to say that, but still at the end of the day, you got to make it happen in April, May, and June. That's what it's all about, is winning in that time. And look, I also think the Knicks caught a break that the Spurs knocked off the Thunder on Saturday night. That's because the Thunder are far and away the best team in the NBA, and they probably caught a break in that aspect. But like I always say to you, 20 years from now, when they talk about that Knicks NBA Cup championship, they're not going to say, oh, well, the Thunder lost the game before and they didn't have to play them. They're just going to say the Knicks won the NBA Cup back this year. So congratulations to the Knicks.
Hang a flyer. Put it in the lobby.
Flyer.
Put it in the lobby.
Put it in the lobby.
Sell some T-shirts.
Done with the dopey NBA Cup. I miss the courts, too. We love those courts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Love the courts. Steve, the under wasn't in the bag. The garbage. Now it looked like they were going to get home, and the Knicks took some extra. I don't know. They passed it in the layup at the end. In the bag's tough. I was staring down the live over the entire last 10 minutes, waiting for it to get back to where I could hedge out, and it never got back to 233, 234. So it was always 238, 239, right in that area coming down the stretch. So I was watching it, Steve. I never felt it was in the bag. I was stalking down a live line, trying to hedge my way out.
Steve in the chat, he's dropping in.
And it never got there for us, that's for sure. So the Knicks win the NBA Cup, $500K to the players and the coaches, not hanging the banner.
Nothing for the fans.
At MSG. So congrats to them. And now you think they partied in Vegas last night? They probably did, right?
What's the next game? Friday?
I was just going to say to you, play against the Knicks Friday night at home against the Sixers.
I would hope they did party last night in Vegas.
Party last night, and you fly back today, right? And then you're ready to go for Friday night against the Sixers.
Absolutely.
So that's what they're going to play a couple games.
I'm sure I would hope that there was a restaurant or a nightclub last night that
the Heat Sunday night. Trust me, you could find. Yeah. And they all had a fresh $500,000 in their pocket. They all had
a little extra
money to go and spend as well while they're there. So good for the Knicks. All right, next thing up for us is do we have to talk about the Giants and Jets from the weekend? Is it mandatory? Let's just say it this way.
Somebody else got fired on the Giants.
Wilkes. The Jets got fired. The Jets fired Wilkes, and how could you not? As that was.
So every week, somebody on a New York football team is getting fired.
Right. So the Jets got pounded in Jacksonville. I mean, they just got smashed. Brady Cook played quarterback. I don't even know what you can even take from it, considering he was basically down like 21-0 before he touched the ball. I mean, there's really not much you could do in that aspect to try to even run offense. So that they fired Wilkes then. Glenn fired Wilkes on Monday afterwards. And, Glenn, I guess, he's the defensive guru. I know he brought Wilkes in, but Glenn he's a defensive guy. So honestly, it's on him to be quite fair.
Why fire a guy right before the holidays?
Well, because somebody needs to be put on the altar, Paulie. Somebody's got to be put up on the altar. And so you're saying it should be like, how the NHL, you're not allowed to make a trade between the 21st and the 27th?
No.
You don't want to.
No. That's
shouldn't be.
The Jets season is done. You've been with this guy all season long. There's a couple of games left.
Right.
It's Christmas time.
You couldn't just let the guy finish it out.
Let him finish it out. I don't get it.
Couldn't let the guy finish it out. There's 3 weeks left. Like, what's it? Maybe he was giving him a head start to find a new gig.
Well, if they did, like, behind closed doors, we don't know about it. It gives him an opportunity to maybe get a gig somewhere else. Then that's something we don't know.
Yeah.
Then that makes sense. But if he just fired him just for the freaking sake of firing
somebody's got to be put up. I mean, you're giving up 40+ points a week. You gotta.
New York football is
Someone's got to take the hit. Got to put him down. Get him out.
Scrooge,
Coach Darren Glenn for us in that spot. But the Giants didn't fire anyone, even though they probably could have. I'd fire Kafka, honestly. I wouldn't even let him be the interim coach the last 3 weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, why not?
You got
to change the keys.
You got to
get a new car and then the next guy.
You have got a quarterback who has basically got his own cot set up in the Bloom injury tent on a weekly basis, and you are running designed quarterback runs with him down on the goal line. The guy lives in the tent. He's been in the tent, I think, every game this year. Can we stop calling the designed runs?
It's ridiculous.
Can't hand the ball to Tracy?
I'm surprised he didn't play Scatterville with his bad ankle.
With his chance. I would have been, I was like, that's probably.
Get out there, Limpy.
Oh, my goodness. Like,
it's a mess.
It can't end fast enough. And I thought, foolish me, I thought the Giants would give you a little Giant pride at home on Sunday against Washington. I thought you'd get a little bit of that with how awful the Washington Commanders have been the last couple weeks.
And the other side of it was we were talking about this too. We would look forward to seeing Dart play, right? And see if
that's supposed to be what it's all about now.
Progress and growth. And now it's just like, it's stop. Put him on the side too.
It is so bad right now.
It's a mess.
Now, here's all that matters for the Jet and Giants scene now is the offseason. Okay, these last 3 games are just nonsense. I thought that they were going to try to show you a little something with Dart. I don't even think that matters. I guess now it's just Tankapalooza is really all that it comes down to for both of them. So the Giants would have the first pick in the draft if the season ended today. They were in this position a couple years ago, and they blew it, winning a couple meaningless games, and they ended up picking 4th or 5th, whatever that was, and they missed out on May and Daniels in that draft. They couldn't trade back up to get those guys. Do they have their quarterback? Is it Jackson Dart? Are you good? That's going to be the guy.
Yeah.
So if you have the first overall pick, what is everyone going to want from you? They're going to want quarterback. They're going to want to move up and get the quarterback, right? That's what it all comes down to. So let me ask you this, because I've seen a lot of chatter about this. The Jets need a quarterback. The Jets are a game back of them, right? The Jets are 3-11. Giants are 2-12, right? Is that what I believe? Well, let me get this. Let me get my.
It doesn't matter. It's just
2-12 and 3-11.
Okay.
But the Giants would have the first pick due to tiebreakers over the Raiders in Tennessee right now. They would be picking first,
which is pretty impressive considering the Raiders.
If you are the Giants and you have your quarterback in Jackson Dart, you used to ask me a question every week. Now I'm going to ask you a question. You got out of asking the question.
All right.
So I'll ask you the question.
Okay.
If you're the Giants, let's say the Jets are picking 5th. The Jets have a lot of assets after all these trades. They got a lot of future first-round picks. They got a lot of things they can deal to you. Do you make a deal with the Jets knowing that you might hand them a better quarterback than you have, because you don't know for sure, and then you have to live in town with that? And you better hope that you're good with the picks, the assets that you get from them. Would that bother you if you're a Giant fan? If you trade the first pick to the Jets, Mendoza ends up being outstanding, better than Dart, light years better than him. You've got to sit there and watch him now on the other side of town be good. Do you avoid trading with the Jets because of that fear?
A couple of weeks, I would have said, hell yeah. No issues there. But
no, now we got an issue.
Well, with Dart's health.
Okay.
And
so you'd be open to taking the pick yourself.
Well, I'm not in the back room. I don't know.
Right.
So if you know, because they know how bad his head is or not, right?
Right.
Okay. And they're probably not going to tell the public, rolling him out here, how he's playing, whatever, and so on and so forth. But if you know that this kid really isn't 100% healthy and he might have long-term issues and or one more big hit,
right,
and Dart's done, God forbid. So maybe it's a different play for the Giants now.
Okay.
Now with that information, if you have that information, if I know Dart's healthy and stuff like that, I think it's a good idea to maybe get some other assets in if other teams want that pick badly.
Well, look, just looking at the landscape of what's going to be up there, the Raiders are going to need a quarterback. The Titans just took a quarterback with the first overall pick last year, so they're not. I would say that the Browns, despite drafting 5 of them last year, they probably still need a quarterback, unless you're a Shedeur Sanders truther.
Cleveland's a mess too.
I think Arizona's going to move on from Kyler Murray, so I think they're going to be in the quarterback business. You got a couple teams up there that are also going to be in the mix, but those other teams might not have as good a carrots as the Jets are going to have with all these first-round picks over the next few years that they've acquired.
Regardless, the Giants will be in a good situation, right, come draft day.
Well, right. Now
they'll hold the keys.
I do believe that if they still should do their due diligence, and this also is going to depend on, is Joe Shane the GM on January 1st? Because I'm not sure if he is or when the day after the season ends.
We don't know, right?
Because the GM could take that job knowing they have the first overall pick and also saying in his head before he even takes the job, I love this Mendoza kid. I think he's going to be unbelievable. And I got a chance to go be the GM of that team, and I can take that kid with the first overall pick. Oh, Jackson Dart. Yeah, he's a nice player. I'm coming to take this job because I want that kid. I know I can have him. Mm-hmm. That's why I think, like you say, there's going to be some, slam dunk that he's going to absolutely.
The timeline has to grow here a little bit. The information has to come out.
Right.
And, like I said, you got a new GM there. That's
what if the new GM doesn't, now they're going to ask the new GM in the interview process, what do you think of Jackson? You like Jackson? You want him to be the quarterback? Some guy might sit down and go, no, I'm going to trade him and I'm going to take this guy first. Now, the thing is, if everyone's cleaned out of the room, there's really nobody to defend him. If Shane's gone. And remember this, and we brought this up when Dable was fired. It seemed like in that video that they put out on draft day that Shane didn't want to take Dart as it was. That was a Dable pick. Dable wanted Jackson Dart. And then you factor in, like we said, a weekly appearance in the blue medical tent. And suddenly it is something you got to think about a little more. I don't think it's just an absolute.
It's a lot on the coaching staff, too.
It is not a given that the Giants are going to trade that first overall pick. I don't think it's a given.
Yeah, I agree with you.
At all.
I agree.
I think it's going to be, there's going to be a lot's going to be determined by who's running that show after the season. Not everyone is a Jackson Dart fan.
Maybe that's what we as Giants fans can look forward to, and that's just a clean slate.
You as Giants fans.
I know. I was saying me and my fellow Giants fans.
Do not lump me in with the Giant fan.
I won't. Me and my fellow
Giants Vikings
fans.
on Sunday? You going out to MetLife for that one?
I told you. I told you my conditions. I must be compensated. I need a limousine, and I need a suite with heat.
I don't even know if the limousine would do it for me. I mean, a limousine?
No, I said I'd have to be paid.
Yeah. Oh, you got to be
limousine,
paid. Okay.
And a heated suite.
With all the food in it. Like they got to
give
and you pick one of those things where you get the menu beforehand. And you're like, I want the sushi. I want the wings.
Throw in a golf cart to pick me up at the limo and bring
in, and not just to the front door of MetLife. The cart's got to go in that tunnel and up one of those big elevators and bring the whole cart up there. And you park the cart right outside the suite and it sits there waiting for you.
Yep. If you can put it
I
together,
might have
Mike,
to talk to some people over there just so we would have to film this entire thing. We need a crew behind you coming through and watching you get who, and then everybody like, who's the guy coming in the golf cart? Look at them. They're bringing him right up the freight elevator in the golf cart. Who is that guy?
By the way, also same conditions for me to go and see the New York Rangers.
Can you believe? Now look, we're going to get more into it later. They have played 17 games at home this year.
Suck.
It's not even Christmas yet.
Suck.
They've been shut out 6 times at home this year. 6 times in 17 games at home. The Garden.
Been a Ranger fan a long, long time, Michael.
Oh, I thought they'd win last night. I couldn't believe 0-6 now on the second night of a back-to-back.
Uninspiring, boring.
Oh, my goodness.
Coach is
That
boring.
was ugly.
It's just
That was so bad.
Please change the subject so I can get into.
We'll get back to the
back
Rangers
into a good
later.
mood.
Get back to the Rangers later. So either way, the Giants, we'll talk about it tomorrow. They're home for the Vikings on Sunday at 1. Man, that's a tough watch. And the Jets are in New Orleans against the Saints on Sunday at 1.
Yeah, I would like to warn our listeners and viewers that we're going to be trimming the or who you got picks here. I think there's certain games that we just there's no
Just
need.
cut them out. Like that
Cut them out.
the Jets Saint game is like that is. Now the Saints have actually played well the last couple of weeks.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't
They
matter.
probably
Mike.
lose to the
It
Jets.
doesn't matter.
They end up winning all these they're knocking Tampa out,
I mean,
knocking
if you
Carolina
look
out.
at the Christmas Day
They'll
schedule
go-
right now, it's
Awful.
It's awful. It's just
And I'll give him credit because I don't want him to, he's a good friend of mine. And me and him have talked about this a lot. And I agree with him and he brings it up all the time. And that's my buddy Sean Marash from WFAN.
Shawnee.
And he has the line about this that is so true. And I agree with him 1,000%. The NFL deserves what they get this year. They become absolute pigs taking over Christmas. That was the NBA's day. Obviously, if Christmas fell on a Saturday or Sunday, whatever. But the Christmas has always been, a rare NFL game if it's just how.
And maybe 2
And
games. Right?
now,
4 games.
no, it's 3 games on Christmas. But starting the last couple, now they have moved in and muscled the NBA on Christmas Day to where they put 3 games on, 1, 4, and 8. And this year, their games are awful. They had a great Thanksgiving. They had an awesome schedule on
Lined up
Thanksgiving.
nice
They
for 'em,
had
yep.
great games, huge, a lot of storylines. They have got Cowboys, Washington, and the Cowboys could be finished. Now, they're already finished. They could mathematically be finished on Sunday when they lose to the Chargers. They have Lions, Vikings in the middle game, which, yes, it means something for the Lions, but the Vikings are finished. And then you have an eliminated Patrick Mahomes-less Chiefs at night on Christmas against Denver.
We'll all
What
be
a shame.
sleeping by then.
Pigs the NFL were for moving in on Christmas Day, and now they are getting their coal with some bad games. But here's the part that doesn't matter. Because guess what, Paulie? As much as we can sit here and say this and call them pigs and all that, I got news for you. The games aren't good. What a bad schedule they got on Christmas. Do you know what's going to happen?
Insane ratings.
People are going to watch.
Yes. Well, it'll be on in the background.
It'll be on in the back. People are going to watch.
Yep.
Netflix has the 2 games in the afternoon. I don't know who the hell has the night game. I think Amazon does. All streaming, all 3
Well,
games.
if you look at if you split this into fan bases, right? Yes, it used to be the NBA's day.
Right.
Not everybody's a basketball fan. It's proven obviously that there are more football fans in the world than any other sport on the planet as far as the NFL is concerned. So you're going to be, that's the NFL saying, hey, look, that's for our fans. Those 3 games are for our fans. If you're basketball fans, yeah, you got the day 2. You watch that. There's no hockey on.
There's no
What
hockey
about us
on.
hockey fans,
Hockey they take a full 4 days off.
I mean, I'm on the Minnesota Wild bandwagon now, and I want to watch the Wild now.
Wild were good to me last night.
They're going to be good to everybody.
Wild were good. We will talk about the Wild.
I think we have to bring the show out to Minnesota.
We will.
What was that ball we used to do the hockey show?
Oh, we did it at
Eagle something, Wolf something?
Eagle Street Tavern.
Yeah, something like that. I don't think it's there.
Right
anymore.
across. No, I think it's. I remember unfortunately, that was a COVID, I think, casualty. It might have
after,
been.
after.
I think that because I remember because I had followed them on Facebook after we did the show there at the draft that year, and I remember seeing them say they had to shut it down.
I can't wait to talk hockey later.
We are going to talk hockey later. So there you go. Jets and Giants suck still, and they're already looking to the offseason. I want to do the rest of the NFL. Why don't we do Borrelli's? Of course, Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio, Borrelli's Taproom here in Long Beach on the island. Beautiful December day. Tell us what's going on in the next couple weeks, etc. here at Borrelli's.
All right, here's what's going on at Borrelli's. And once again, we are broadcasting live from Borrelli's Taproom here at 912 West Beach Street in the great city of Long Beach here on the South Shore of Long Island. Billy Joel theme night tonight. Songs from an Italian restaurant. Right here. Starting at 7 o'clock. Come on down. $21 pasta special dinner and half-price bottles of red and white wine. Whatever your fancy is, come on down here. Nice and warm and toasty with the wood brick oven and some Billy Joel songs. Come on down at 7 o'clock. Free show. Come on down. Enjoy the evening. Friday night, we got live music with Logan Wally at 7 p.m. And then DJ Taj is coming up right after that on Friday nights, Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays. Always a rip here down here at Borrelli's. And Saturday, more live music with Ryan Scorano and Jimmy Love. And they'll be going on again, same thing, 7 o'clock. And then DJ Select will be spinning the tunes afterwards. Sunday Fun Day, 5 p.m., live music with Anthony Gal, all great food and drink specials here. And, of course, all the NFL games will be rocking here at Borrelli's. And we just want to let everybody know about the holiday catering here available at Borrelli's. Call 516-705-8674. And time's running out, but if you still want to get a holiday party in, also call the same number, 516-705-8674 for your holiday catering and holiday party needs here at the warm and friendly confines of Borrelli's Taproom, home of Carver and Cuthbert. There you go, bud.
Breaking news.
I love this. Is like every week now. You got breaking news.
Is
it baseball?
Yeah.
Oh. Is it belly?
No.
Oh, okay.
But
is it big?
And locally here it is, because once again, it involves both the Mets and the Yankees.
All right, hit us with it, man.
One's losing and one's gaining.
Is it team player to the same? Are we doing Mets Yankees trades here?
Not a trade, but a free agent from one team is signing with the other team.
All right, go ahead.
And it's not Cody Bellinger.
All right, that's coming though. You figure. Go ahead.
We've seen a lot of this over the years. The Mets love signing guys from the Yankees, and they have signed another one. 2 years, $22 million for Luke Weaver. Dream Weaver.
He's going to Flushing?
Did the Mets watch the Yankee bullpen last year? Devin Williams and Luke Weaver on the Mets. Did they watch the Yankee bullpen?
What's going on there?
I don't know.
Yankee fans are going, thank you. All right, moving on. Look, Weave was great for us there.
He was great the World Series year when they played the Dodgers.
Yeah, it was good stuff, and it was a lot of fun, that run. But, yeah, if you're a Mets fan,
Dream Weaver.
You're dreaming. You're dreaming.
Dream Weaver.
He's going to put on.
I'm sure Belly will be right behind him, buddy. Don't worry.
I hate to say it, but I'm kind of over the whole. Look, I'd like to have Belly back, be great.
Yeah.
But if he goes too, it's not going to crush me. It's really
not going to crush you.
No.
It's not going to crush you.
And Weaver going doesn't really crush me. Williams didn't crush me.
Williams shouldn't crush anyone.
No.
Shouldn't crush anyone.
But I'm curious to know how Mets fans feel about this. But then again, I'm not going to lose any sleep either. I really don't care.
You really shouldn't.
No,
but I thought I should give it you breaking news. So
thank you, though. But it is. It's pretty interesting. I think it's funny about the Mets just continuing to pick up sloppy seconds from the Yankees.
That happens a lot.
It's too much.
Since Cohen bought the team.
What does he have? A red line straight
They've
to?
They've taken a lot of guys from
office?
the Yankees. I will probably get the full list for you if I actually worked hard at it. But yeah. So
right.
Luke Weaver,
see you,
the
Luke.
Mets, crosses the river.
Another reason
Queens.
not to buy a team jersey.
Well, you should never do
guys,
that. You should never
see,
buy.
at least with the Yankees, we don't have the names on the back. So it doesn't matter. So it works out for us.
Yeah.
We just flip it over, you know?
You could just do that.
Soto leaves. Ricey puts on 22. All good.
The rest of the NFL from the weekend, as down the stretch we come, we now only have 3 games left. How about the Bills in New England?
Hey, man.
Against the Pats. Down 21-0. They come roaring back. 35-31 win for the Bills.
Impressive.
Who needs defense when you've got Josh Allen, who can score every time he has the ball?
Do the defensive coordinators know that he's on the team? I mean,
well, Allen's a freak. He's just a whole nother. He's just and
good stuff, man. In their house.
There's 2 notes I had mentally about this game that I was waiting to talk to you about. 2 mental notes about the Bill Patriot game. First, I spend a lot of time hitting Sean McDermott like a piñata. All right, yes, I do it. I do it a lot, and most of the time it's deservedly so. I think he deserves, and I thought that their start on Sunday in that game was so embarrassing and so pathetic from McDermott. The way they started the game, they looked unprepared. He made bad decisions, not throwing the challenge flag on the booty catch, all the things that went on. But for the second week in a row, his defense got completely shredded in the first half. The Bengal game, they got shredded, and the Patriot game, they got shredded. For the second week in a row, he made some adjustments and kind of steadied the tide a little bit in both of those games. And the defense ended up making plays that allowed them to get these comebacks and come back and win.
A chance, yeah.
And, that happened in the Baltimore game the first week of the season, too. It's a long time ago now at this point, but they were down 10 with 4 minutes to go in the Baltimore game, and the defense made a big play. So as much as I like to drag Sean McDermott, and the defense is horrible. Like, they can't stop the run. They can't do anything. But he's gone in the locker room in the half in some of these games the past couple weeks, and they've come out with a little bit of a different approach where they've been holding the fort and at least allowing Allen to get one and then get another. And then, oh, look at that. Now suddenly we're tied and we got the lead. And I honestly, Paulie, I think that's how they're going to have to win it. Like in January, I don't think the Bills are going to win with some big stout defensive effort in the playoffs. I think the only way they're getting to the Super Bowl, and they can, is Allen is just going to have to outduel everybody and score 35-plus points every week. And that's how it's going to be. He's going to have to outduel the Bo Nixes and the Drake Mays and and these guys that they're going to see. And the Trevor Lawrences. There's no Mahomes. There's no Burrow. There's going to be there might not be any Lamar Jackson. These guys that he normally duels with in January aren't going to be there. And I don't know if these other guys
he's going to be the vet.
Are up to the test for that yet with Allen. So as much as I've been so pessimistic about this season, I'm like, if they're just going to get Allen Superman every week, maybe they are the team that's going to – it's opening up for them with all these guys that has been his nemesis getting out of the way.
Now, who's left on the schedule for the Bills?
Well, the Bills are at Cleveland this week against the Browns.
Win.
It should be, yes. They should win absolutely should win the game.
Win.
Then they are home for the Eagles. Tough game.
Tough game, but
very tough game. And then they finish against the Jets.
Win. And
so,
as far as the division's concerned,
they would need the Patriots to lose, honestly, two of their last 3. Because the Patriots have a better division record, I think, right now. See, the Bills, what screwed the Bills was losing that game to Miami.
Yeah.
And that hurt them bad. Because now they need the Pats to drop a game to either Miami or the Jets. So the Patriots play the Ravens on Sunday night in Baltimore. The Ravens are favorite. I mean, they could lose that game. But the problem is they play the Jets and the Dolphins the last 2 weeks.
That is a problem for the Bills, yes.
Now, could you get some kind
as far as the division's concerned?
Could you get some kind of huge effort by the Dolphins in Week 18 to maybe keep the Patriots from winning the division?
Did you watch the Monday night game?
They are going to start Quinn Ewers this week.
So what?
Tua out. Quinn Ewers in.
They got to fire.
How about that?
They got to fire that young kid running that team.
The DJ, as some call him, DJ, with the pants and the headphones and
come on already.
The DJ, Mike McDaniel.
Is he somebody's nephew? I mean, how did he get the gig? What's the story? What am I missing there?
He's an offensive guru.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah?
He's an offensive guru.
Uh-huh. Yeah. All right. Sure.
That's why he got the gig. He's an offensive guru.
Well, look.
But look, go ahead. But look at that.
Look at that.
But look. Impressive
win by the Bills. Good stuff. Brings the Patriots back down to earth a little bit. And I think we talked about, I said it last week too. Are the Bills is Allen going to take the mantle here and run this?
Gotta.
And that's a good start.
And it might be an unconventional path. We talked, they're so good at home, they might have to do it all on the road. And you know what? They're not going to be going to Kansas City.
Yeah.
They're going to go. And look, Denver's not an easy place to play. Obviously, that would be tough, but would I take Allen over Bo Nix every day of the week? Yes. Will it be easy to go play with the Patriots possibly a third time in Foxborough? No, but will I take Allen over Drake May? Yes. Will I take Allen over Trevor Lawrence in a game in Jacksonville? Yes. Would I take Allen in Pittsburgh against the Steelers? Yes. It's there for him.
And how the Bills lining up health-wise?
I mean, look, there's only one guy that matters. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, now Benford didn't play this week. He's their best corner. You need him to get healthy. You'd like to have some pieces on D that are helpful, and Bosa needs to stay healthy. Let me tell you, Bosa's been really good for them. He makes one good play a game, which is more than Von Miller did when they brought Von Miller there. So they need a healthy Bosa in January too. But it's there for them, Paulie, no matter what kind of route they have to go through to get themselves there. Elsewhere on Sunday, let me see what else. Since we brought it up, I'll just say the Chiefs are finished. They lost to the Chargers 16-13. Mahomes tore his ACL. So for the first time in over 10 years, the Chiefs are going to play 3 meaningless games to finish their regular season. And I'll tell you who's not shedding a tear. Me. Good for them. Obviously, you don't want to see Mahomes get hurt. No. That part sucks. That's not fun. And that injury now, there's been so many of them in all sports, and the doctors and the medicine have gotten so much better that it's no longer like a 12-month plus injury anymore. It's the type of injury that with the right rehab, and I'm sure he will because he's an animal, could he be ready to start week 1 in 2026, whatever year we're in right now? Yeah, he could. I mean, the guys have done it. They've come back November, December to September. So sucks, but no January for the Chiefs. What a shame. Really going to miss them.
You know me, man, and it's no pun intended with the tight end's fiance and stuff, but I've been saying, shake it up, baby. Shake it up.
Shake it up.
Shake it up.
Shaking it up in the AFC this year.
KC, thanks for coming the last 10 years. See ya.
And by the way, I said a lot of things there about the AFC and the Bills and Bo Nix and Drake May and all these guys. And I probably shouldn't leave out, the Texan defense gave Josh Allen a nightmare in that Thursday night game a month ago.
I tell you, if you've been watching the last couple of days,
Texans are going to be tough.
I have filled up the bandwagon bus
of Texans. I saw you tweet that thing. Everybody's jumping on.
A lot of talking heads out there. All of a sudden now, all the big guys and all the
big
networks have all asked me for a seat on the bus.
They're on the bus, huh?
They're on the wagon with me, and we are going full steam ahead. So, yeah, Josh Allen and the Bills might have a problem. Any team in the AFC right now has a problem with the Houston Texans.
Well, the way that it's breaking down, I think the only way they would see them is in the AFC title game, and it would be at home.
Mm-hmm.
That because they would both be wild cards. They would both have to win a couple road games. They would, and is it possible? Sure, it's absolutely possible. The way the Texans defense is playing, it's possible. But I didn't want to leave them out. I realized that I didn't mention that Houston is
with KC gone. We are still going to have a fantastic AFC playoffs.
Not some people. I've seen you talk about talking heads, I'll even call them out. Like I saw Rich Eisen this morning, and Rich is NFL Network, Rich Eisen show, ESPN back in the day, a whole deal. He said this morning or yesterday's show, whenever it was, you're gonna miss Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs in the playoffs.
No.
And I got news for him. No, I'm not. Not this year. I won't miss them. No, I won't. And maybe that's just the Bill fan in me talking. I am not going to miss the Chiefs in the playoffs this year. I'm fine with them sitting one out. Go ahead.
Totally.
Because guess what? I got news for you. They're probably going to be back. So just, enjoy the 1 year without the minute.
Exactly.
Enjoy 1 year of not, although they don't really show the girlfriend in the booth anymore. They stopped showing her at the games. I think she asked to be stopped being shown at the games. But either way.
I think that's wrong. I think the AFC playoffs are going to be something else this year.
I think they're going to be great.
And because, like I said, shake it up. It's going to be somebody new. And I always like to have somebody new.
What'd you think of Old Man Rivers?
Hey, man, look, took a field goal to beat him, right? It was went into that house.
He got him down there to take the lead, and then Darnold just went back the other way. And
you said it last week. It was a hallmark story kind of game, and even the post game, had it all, man. It was good stuff. They're probably going to make a movie about it.
They might.
A Hallmark movie.
I hope that Sunday was worth having to wait another 5 years to get into the Hall of Fame. But I guess, you know what? He's 44. Like
his, I heard his benefits now get extended. I think
that too. When you got 10 kids and a bunch of grandkids, I guess it's all right to get the benefits extended a little bit.
You know,
maybe he did something smart. And listen, even if he's got to wait,
the Hall of Fame ain't going to pay his medical bills.
So what? He gets in the Hall of Fame at 50 instead of 45. He's got a whole life still ahead of him to enjoy. Walking around in that gold jacket
until they're in the late 60s.
Like, what's that? Like, we walk around with the gold jacket for the last 40 years of your life instead of the last 45.
He knows.
That was cool. Now, I think
they can still make the playoffs.
I think they're finished.
They could still.
They play the Niners Monday night.
I think they have more percentage.
Your Niners.
My Niners. They have more percentage to make the playoffs than the Cowboys do.
They do.
Cowboys, I think, of
just about everybody has more percent. If you're still alive. The team with the least is probably the Cowboys. Of teams that are still not mathematically eliminated, the Cowboys probably have the least amount.
Yeah, but that's good stuff by Rivers. And a big shoe by the Seahawks and pulling out the win.
I told Tommy that the Eagles would smash the Raiders. Smash job for the Eagles against the Raiders on Sunday. Smash job. Smash job for the Bears against the Browns. Bears looking good.
What a fiasco in Cleveland, huh? At the end of that game.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Got some wristbands we can lend them?
A lot going on with that. Ravens shut out the Bengals.
Hold on, just real quick on this. The thing I heard about the Browns, too, is this conspiracy. Like, they're trying to, the coach.
Oh, Stefanski?
Yeah, like they're trying to sabotage.
Oh, Sanders. Oh, yeah. Everything is a conspiracy. Everything is to keep Sanders down. Everything is to keep him down. Nobody can just admit that he's not. Listen, he's not Patrick Mahomes. Now, is he the worst quarterback in the world? No, he's not that either. But he has a lot to learn.
Mm-hmm.
But because they have a bad week, it's they didn't. They're not propping him up enough, or they're not doing this. Like you hear any other bad quarterback get that kind of no? They just say the guy sucks and they move on. See how he does against the Bills. Awful defense on Sunday. Bills, Browns. Rams beat the Lions.
Good game.
Rams with the win. Well, costly for the Rams. They lost Adams, who's going to be out for a couple of weeks, including this big showdown with the Seahawks on Thursday, tomorrow night. Seahawks-Rams for the NFC West in that game.
That's going to be a good game, too.
Puka got hurt, too. What else? Broncos beating the Packers was a surprising one as well.
Yes, especially for Packers fans. I don't know if most of them got up on the next day afterwards.
They lost Micah Parsons now for the year. So there's some major injuries on Sunday.
Some sadness going on in Green Bay, man.
Sadness. And now the Bears jump ahead of Green Bay for this big game Saturday night in Chicago.
Bears are fired up, man. Armstrong's coach, right? That's the name?
That's no.
Coach. He didn't take his shirt off.
Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson.
Sorry. You caught me on that. I went Armstrong. Stretch Armstrong? But, no, Ben Johnson.
Yeah, no, they're pumped, man. Good for the Bears.
Good for the Bears. Saints beat the Panthers. Panthers had a chance to take over first place with the Bucs losing Thursday night to Atlanta.
That's a joke.
What was a
Panthers
joke?
losing that game.
Well,
that's just awful.
You just have to understand the Panthers, when they're favorites, they lose. When they're dogs, they win. They are a up and down team.
That's bad. It's a bad job.
7-7 now. And they play the Bucs this week. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Bucs Panthers in Carolina. Done with them.
Done with the Panthers.
Chopping them out.
Done.
Vikings did beat the Cowboys 34-26 on Sunday Night Football.
Cowboys should be ashamed of themselves too.
They should be. The Vikings suck.
Absolutely
they should be ashamed of themselves. And then Monday night, the Steelers beat the Dolphins.
Hey, man.
I'd never seen a team.
Oh, man, Rodgers.
And
couple of good chucks there.
I don't know if you watched. Did you watch the broadcast of the Steeler Dolphin game? I don't know what you had.
I had it on the
in
background. I was not tuning in.
I have never heard. Aikman was so annoyed that he was doing that game. He would just he complained about it, and he wasn't wrong about anything he was saying.
I did read about that, yeah.
But I never seen it. I mean, Aikman just flat out like he was blasting the refs, blasting the league, blasting the Dolphins, like Aikman was like, "I got to get back to the hotel bar for a steak and a beer. Can we get the hell out of this cold air? This is just misery." That's what Aikman was like on Monday night.
So for a top guy like that, who's he's a corporate guy, that's his job. And he kind of, look, he's at his age right now. He's got his money. It's nice to kind of hear that,
right.
But, in the big picture here, we're talking about this, and I've always said this in the past too. It should be called the NML, National Mediocrity League. I mean, there's a lot of bad football that goes on every week. And these are supposed to be professional teams, professional coaches, and, big spot games for big spot players who make tons of money. And I think the fans of the NFL, and it's crazy because the ratings are ridiculous and everybody watches, and obviously the money in gambling, and it's huge for so many big reasons. But if you look back, and that's an example on Monday night, and hearing a guy like Aikman, there's a lot of crap, fed by the NFL, and that's on the field. And then you have the officiating, and then you have so-called top personalities who have social media things, and they go on just ranting about other teams getting them going to smoke another team, and then they lose that game. And they have to eat crow. It's just
they do.
There's so much crap attached to the NFL.
There is.
I mean, we love it. I'm not saying, but you just see a lot of crap on a weekly basis.
So as we head to week 16, 3 games left for everybody. In the AFC, everyone's out except the only teams on the outside looking in that still are alive are the Colts and the Ravens. Now, Ravens Steelers is pretty simple at this point, Paulie.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to play the last game of the season in Pittsburgh,
mm-hmm.
and that game's going to be for the division. Now, is there a way that it couldn't be? Well, if the Steelers win the next 2 weeks and the Ravens lose the next 2 weeks, then they're going to lock it up before that. But, the Steelers are playing Detroit this week. In Detroit, they need the game. Ravens have this game with the Patriots Sunday night at home. I think all it takes is one Raven win in the next 2 weeks to assure that Week 18 is for the division.
Yeah.
No, Pittsburgh can win the next 2 weeks or lose the next 2 weeks. Or I should say they can lose the next 2 weeks and they would still be playing for the division no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Try to get all the scenarios mixed in for you here. Denver's the one right now. New England, Jacksonville, Pittsburgh, Chargers, Buffalo, Houston. They are all in. Houston would play New England. Buffalo would play Jacksonville. Pittsburgh would play the Chargers if the playoffs started today in the AFC. Kansas City, Miami, Cincinnati, Jets, Cleveland, Vegas, and Tennessee are all chopped. See you next year. As far as the NFC goes, Rams, Bears, Eagles, Bucks, Seahawks, Niners, Packers would be the wild cards. The Lions, Carolina, and Dallas are the 3 teams outside looking in that are still alive to make the playoffs. Now, you mentioned the Cowboys are 6-7-1, and it's like a 1%. Basically, for the Cowboys to make the playoffs, there's only one path for them. They need to win all 3 of their games, and they need the Eagles to lose all 3 of their games.
Well, that ain't happening.
That is the only way Dallas gets in. So
not happening.
We can just consider them out.
Out.
Right? They are out.
Finished.
They have no shot of any of that stuff happening.
In some miracle it happens, I'll wear a Cowboy hat after the Cowboys get it.
Don't have to worry about that. Yeah. We don't need anybody to come bring you a Cowboy hat because that's not going to happen. The Rams are the one right now. And Seattle's also 11-3. And that is the game. And we'll talk about it tomorrow because it's tomorrow night. Rams, Seahawks in Seattle. Winner will take over first place, not just in the division, but in the conference with 2 weeks to go. Massive Thursday night game.
Love it.
To start the week off. Just enormous for us. So you have that. And the Bear-Packer game is huge. The winner of that game will have control of the NFC North. That's Saturday night at 8 o'clock on Fox.
Bears beat the Packers. I don't know. Might have need some ambulances ready in Green Bay.
That would be and
They're
here's
a very sensitive fan base.
Because
that, right?
here's the other part of it. Well, they can't get caught by the Lions. Need to win. See who would now the Lions play Chicago next week. I think. Oh, they play Chicago last game of the season. That could be for a spot if the Packers beat the Bears this the Saturday night. See, look at this. This Bears tough, man. Packers, Niners, and Lions the last 3 weeks.
3 good games for the Bears.
Not going to be easy. For
That's
them to make the playoffs,
that's how you want it before.
That is how you want it. They need to win if they win one of these last 3 games, they're going to be in. Because the Lions are at 8 right now. The Lions could get to 11, 9, 10, 11. That last game, that could be, how they always do the last game of the season, that Sunday night game. They try to put the game with the most playoff implications on it. Now, it could be Steelers-Ravens because that could be for the division. Lions-Bears could be for the last spot in the NFC. That could be the Sunday night game to finish off. In Chicago, a Sunday night in January. Paul, you thought it was cold last week against Cleveland. Ooh. You have to get the same gear out for that game. Sunday night game, potentially.
Gear. Yeah.
Lions-Bears.
With my conditions, though.
Man.
Limo. Sweet. Golf cart.
Sweet. Golf cart edition.
Yeah, so look, some sweet
Huge
stuff
games
is lining up here in the last 3 weeks for the teams that matter, the games that matter. And we have some, potential division swings here.
Can your Texans catch Jacksonville for the AFC South?
What's Jacksonville's schedule look like the rest of the way?
Only 1 second here. The Jaguars, they split the regular season. The Texans are home for the Raiders this week.
Win.
At LA against the Chargers. Tough game.
Tough game.
They can win it, but it's a tough game. And then they finish at home for the Colts.
Win.
Could be out and have nothing left to play for.
I think that's three more.
The Jags
3 more for the Texans.
Are at Denver this week.
Will
not easy. Could lose. They're dogs, obviously. Broncos #1 team in the AFC. They're at Indy.
Win.
And then they finish at home for Tennessee.
Win.
See, that's a key game, having that at home. What's the division records between the two of them? Who has that tiebreaker? They're both got 1 loss, and they split each the regular season. You're going to get into it's going to be tight. They would need. They're a game back of them. They need Jacksonville to lose the next 2 games, which I just told you, at Denver and the Indy game.
I'll say this.
They're not losing to the Titans.
I'll say this about the Texans. They don't need Jacksonville or anybody else to do them any favors. They're in.
And just keep winning. Like, they're going to beat the Raiders this week. They're 10.
In. They're in. And whoever has to play them, division winners or not, they're trouble. So Texans are looking good. They just need to get through these 3 games. They'll probably win all 3 and get out healthy.
I would be worried about their offense outdoors in the cold. Now, they did win at Kansas City a couple Sunday nights ago, but their defense will travel anywhere.
No more cold issues. You just play the game. These guys are pros. Get in there, except if you're the Miami
Their
Dolphins.
offense isn't great. So
it's getting better.
It's
getting better.
It's getting better. It is getting better. Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio from Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach on Long Island. We will come back, and we got to talk pucks, man. Islanders actually lost a game last night. Very rare for them. Rangers off a couple bad performances at the Garden.
Just the fact that
and league-wide, Minnesota Wild getting Quinn Hughes.
Love it.
There is just so much going on. So we'll do some pucks when we come back here from Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach. Carver, Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio. We'll bring it back right after this. And we're back. Carver and
like
Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio. Here from Borrelli's Taproom on Long Island. And it's quite the day. All the snow is melting away, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. It allows people to properly park on the street again and get rid of all of the snow.
Look at you looking out for the local community here.
That's what matters. And I'm also about, by my house, too. I just want all the snow out of it. I can't stand it. I just get it out as fast as we possibly
We're not
can.
used to it, actually, these few years.
I know, the last few years it's been, but this was the earliest recorded measurable snowfall in like 12 or 13 years.
Well, we've talked about it, too. It hasn't been this cold in a long time.
It's been awful.
Hey,
but
there
here
was,
we are,
spider webs on my snowblower when I pulled it out the other day, so.
You brought the snowblower out for the 6 inches, huh?
Yeah, I mean, just for the, get the cars out and get the pathway cleared,
Okay, yeah.
I don't have one of those.
It's got to
big
be a
ones.
foot
I have a little
for me to
compact
get out. I
snowblower.
go shovel with it unless it's massive. Then I'll get it out. But I try not to. Maybe I'm just in denial and I don't want to. But I go shovel if it's like under a foot. I gotta go shovel. Maybe 8 inches, maybe a little more. All right.
We'll talk more about shovel.
How about the pucks? Now I made a small joke when we were going to break. I said a rare loss.
What a statement.
A rare loss for the Islanders.
Listen to that.
19, 12, and 3 now on the season. I saw, they had a lead going into the third. They get, tie the game. They give it back up. Look, here's why I don't get as busted up about this stuff as some people do. They have already had so many games they won that no one had no thought they'd win. Every night they can beat anybody. Every night they can lose to anybody. And you just got to enjoy the ride. And I would say winning 19 games at this point. I mean, they're second in the conference, Paulie. They got 41 points. Second in the conference. And it's Christmas. You can't ask for more than that. So are they going to hit a dry spell at some point? Yeah. I mean, I don't think they're going to play at this clip all year. But for right now, I can't get too busted up about a road game where they gave up a couple goals in the third and lost the game to another good team.
Who was looking for a little revenge.
And the Islanders beat them last time. So, yeah, okay. The world's not ending. The Islanders lost the game in Detroit. It is what it is.
To hear Islander fans talk like this, it's very weird.
It's just
oozing confidence and swagger.
Well, I think that there should be some confidence with this team. I think that there should be. You should have a little bit of that because this team has played good enough that you can have that confidence.
I'm not disagreeing with the fact that they're playing this way. It's just to hear Islander fans talk this way is.
Oh, look, they lose a couple. You lose 3 in a row, 4. Yeah, you could maybe start to get a little upset again. But I think they're good enough. And every team hits, like I said, potholes throughout the year. Some teams never get out of them, but every team hits potholes throughout the season. And if you just make them small bumps and you move back on, you get your game back on track. And I think Waz good enough that. That's what they do. They haven't had extended spells of losing 5 out of 6 or losing it because their goaltending's been good enough. They're playing with a lot of flair. They're just playing with a lot of fire. It's been fun to watch. It's been a fun team to watch through the first half of the season. That's what it comes down to for me.
Look, they're a good squad. We alluded to this last week. And it's just a matter of I think the whole environment there has changed, and the gameplay is good.
Yeah.
Watching the game when they went up 1-0 last night in the first period, I was like, oh, look at this. I just basically felt they were going to win that game last night because that's the feel. They're, like I said last week, they're competitive in every game.
Yeah.
They haven't had a really bad game in a long time.
No.
And again, I'll bring this up. Impressive with the injuries to the lineup, the kids they've brought in, and he's got some lines going. The defense is really secure, and your goaltending is improved.
Yeah,
and they're just winning some really good hockey games. And again, this wasn't it was a close game last night. So they only got put up 18 shots on goal last night, and they're in their barn, and it was. As you said, I can't believe it. A rare loss by the New York Islanders. But hey, look, they're looking good.
They are.
And what where are we at now in terms of the schedule? How
They're
many games?
40 games. They're 34 games in. So
34 games is it's a good mark.
That's a good. And remember, you're going to hit the halfway point a lot quicker this year because you're not playing the whole month of February.
Well, I don't know. That's still up for grabs.
And they're playing. So what are they going to not play because it's a half-inch smaller ice rink? I mean,
I don't think the stadium's half built. I think
they are playing in the Olympics.
I don't know, Mike.
Do not let these people fool you. They are going to the Olympics. If the rink is a half a foot smaller than what it was supposed to be, they'll all live. I mean, they're acting like they're playing on half a sheet of ice. Like, I mean,
it looked like half the bleachers weren't even built.
Well, they'll get that done. That's more. They got people working on that.
Hey, Owls are looking good.
Dumping money now. The Rangers.
No, you sure you want to talk about the Rangers? We can talk about something else.
No, we're gonna do a couple league-wide things I want to do.
Talk about Carcolina or Jomo getting the GM job in Buffalo.
We're gonna do that. But the Rangers, and after a huge 5-4 overtime win Saturday night against Montreal, where people were saying, this is the game that's going to turn the Rangers season around. This is the game. This is the moment.
Against the Montreal Canadiens? Really?
Then they have two Western Conference teams coming to their building on Monday and Tuesday night. And look, the Ducks are a really good team this year. And I thought that was going to be a tough spot for the Rangers. Forget the Zibanejad stuff of what happened with him not showing, not missing practice at the beginning and not playing in the game. I thought that was going to be a tough spot for them anyway, Paulie, because you had two emotional players who played for you for a while, especially Kreider. True, but not as long, but still two emotional guys that got traded who wanted to be Rangers and were basically told get lost by Drury. You knew them coming back in the building. They were going to have their teammates were going to be behind them. They were going to be fired up. That was a very tough spot for the Rangers Monday night against Anaheim.
Grow up.
And they're a good team.
Grow up. I'm not saying it to you. I'm saying it to the Rangers. Grow
up.
I
agree with you.
Grow up. Tough spot.
Well, I'm saying there was a little emotional. I think there was more emotional value for Anaheim in that game than there was for the Rangers.
Guys get traded all the time. It's part of the freaking game.
Chris Kreider, didn't you think he ever wanted to put another sweater on his life?
I remember when Lundqvist,
a lifelong Ranger.
Lundqvist's heart was broken when Zook was traded. I get it and stuff, and they're human beings and their relationships.
They're buddies.
But grow up, win the game. It's your house. Who cares?
But either way,
it had nothing to do with the product on ice. Which
you lose that game 4-1, and you got to come back the next night. And you go from playing one of the better teams in the West to playing the worst team, one of the worst teams in the West. The Vancouver Canucks have been awful all year. And they came in.
And guess who wasn't in their lineup last night either?
No, we'll get to Quinn Hughes. Now plays for Minnesota.
Yeah.
And they, 3-0, ho-hum. Rangers shut out at home for the 6th time this year.
There's no life on this team.
The 6th time. It's December.
I mean, they showed it in the Montreal game, right? They come back and win that no team stuff. But here you get two stinkers in a row again. And I think this just goes to show you how the rest of the season's going to go. They can't – the fact that they can't win or score at home on a regular basis is a big problem. Number two, I just think there's just really – I mean, Lafreniere, it just goes down the line. There's just not enough guys are impacting the score sheet on a regular basis here. And you have – goaltending problems. Shesterkin and Quick making big saves at certain points in the game, usually when it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But when it matters, are just not showing up. I mean, all you have to do is shoot high on Chesty. The guy drops. It's over the shoulder all the time.
Yeah.
It's just, and I got to tell you, Sullivan to me is Laviolette 2.0. It's just the same thing. I mean, the pre and post game pressers are so boring. It's the same nonsense.
They're not Patrick Wise.
Now, if that was a playoff game, do you think Mika Zibanejad would have been sad over a traffic thing or a player's meeting missed or whatever? No. He's one of your high pay. What is going on there? You need the game. You need the points. You need the wins.
It kind of there's two things I'll say about that. A, it makes, and I said this with Barzell too. Remember, the Islanders did this with Barzell back in early in the season, whether that was October, I forget when it happened with Barzell, early November. And I said, for them to do that means it's not the first time. That's what that means to me. I don't think that for the first time, oh, you're not playing tonight. Now, I know they sell you that that's the rule and this is the punishment, but I think it becomes something that's happened a few times, and then they finally invoke the rule. That's how I looked at it with Barzell, too. I thought this is not the first time this has happened. And as much as they love the rules of the room and all these other things that they love to give you, you're right. What a stupid spot to be sitting your guy when you're dying for goals. He's one of your best players, and it doesn't make much sense. And look, it's everyone else made it, right? Guys, it wasn't 3 feet of snow outside. I mean, there was 6 inches in the city. Come on.
They need points. They need him in the game. And then there's this other side too, the joking side of it. He didn't want to play because his buddy was playing.
Well, or he was hanging out with his buddy all weekend.
Who knows?
So that is his buddy.
Mika not being in the lineup, I think even if Mika was in the lineup, probably wouldn't have made much of a difference, but we'll never know because he wasn't.
It wouldn't have made a difference.
I think Ranger fans have to buckle in here, and this is what they got. I don't think I was pulling for JT Miller. I don't know if he's the kind of guy who's going to be able to put a team on his back. I know he's dealt with a little bit of injury issues. He was playing a little better of late. I still like the guy. I was for him getting the captaincy, but man, the Rangers have a lot of problems, and they're just, you can see it if you just go, whether it's when you call it X or Twitter or whatever, you just see the fan base. They're not into it. There's nothing inspiring about them. There's nothing that's getting them fired up. There's just something really missing to really, for me as a fan, I'm really not interested in watching them. And that's just a really bad place to be, and they're going to have to put up 6, 7, 8 wins in a row to get this fan base jacked or to just show that they're going to be a player. Again, laughable because if you look at the standings, as far as the points are concerned, the Rangers are not in any major problem here because the rest of the league sucks. It's watered down.
They win like they're playing the Blues on Thursday night and they're playing the Flyers on Saturday. You win both those games, you're at 40 points, and if no one else gained a point, you'd be third in the Metro.
What it gets down to, though, is a fan base, right? We're Ranger fans. Our team is just it's just crap.
Yeah.
There's nothing really to get us going. Everybody wants Drury fired. You see Kreider and Trouba come in and they're, on the blue line there before the game starts and they're happy. They're fine. What do they know? And they go in, they win, they're out of there, and it is what it is. Unfortunate. My ass coming from an Islanders fan. Yeah,
it's unfortunate. And it's just, I think it's time for Drury to go. I think that he's done enough. He's had enough chance.
I just have to
reshape the roster.
Yeah. I just have to find is it worth it because of how bad the rest of the league is to really get worked up over this right now?
Probably not, but I still think that you should because that was gutless last night. That's a gutless effort. But the Vancouver Canucks at home.
How many games have the Rangers
off
played?
A bad loss the night before?
That was probably the 25th gutless performance
out of 35 games.
Yeah.
They probably played 25 of them.
You're not telling me anything new. You're not telling me and any other Ranger fans anything new.
4-10-3 at the Garden this year. 4-10-3 at the Garden.
It's so expensive to go see a hockey game, especially in the city. And you got to sit there, and you can't even get goals.
A few things around the league.
And this is funny because, you're Islanders, I'm Rangers. So you can't be a therapist for me. You can't. You can't help me out.
I just think it's unfortunate. I can't believe. I was surprised at how poorly they played last night. I really was. I thought that was going to be a spot.
Yes.
For them. Rangers 0-6 on the second night of a back-to-back now, too. They're not good in these back-to-back spots
just like,
either.
Let's go down here. They stink just like the Flyers stink, just like the Caps stink.
Pittsburgh,
and go down the line.
Florida's playing better. Florida knows it's time to turn it on.
At least we're ahead of the Maple Leafs.
Around the league. I sat here last week with you, and I was talking about Quinn Hughes, and I said to you, why does the Devils fan think it's like a God-given right that he's going to get traded to the Devils? I just couldn't understand that. when there's other teams who have a need for him and might have better assets and might be more willing to make the deal now. And I think 48 hours later, Bill Guerin pulls the trigger, gives up some really good assets. But you know what, Paulie? You can make a case now that you add Hughes to this Minnesota team. Are they a little bit closer now to the Colorado-Dallas level in the Western Conference?
Hell yeah. In fact, look at the schedule and mark those games on the calendar here coming up. Minnesota's for real. That's a great job by Guerin. It's an excellent, talented, good mix of veterans and young guys. They're getting some good goaltending.
Yeah.
They're taking care of business as far as beating the crappy teams in the NHL, which were quite a lot of them.
Beating the good ones too.
And they're beating the good ones too. So I like it because Guerin and the Star, look at me calling the Stars. It's just because of the throwbacks jerseys last night.
They did 5-0 win over the Caps.
Yeah, which is a pretty damn good win because the Caps
have been playing well.
Pretty good team. Guerin's going for it, man. I like it, and I don't think he's done. I think they're gonna make some.
Saw it last night.
More trades.
I was financially invested in the Wild last night, so I had a little bit of an eye on that game. A power play that has Kaprizov and Quinn Hughes on it is and Tarasenko and Zuccarello, like they have guys. That is a dangerous. You throw Hughes back there on the blue line of that power play.
Tarasenko.
And it is right. That guy always finds his way near the stick.
He scored a gorgeous goal last night.
I mean, it's just that is, and Gustafsson has played well enough that I can trust him in goal. Maybe this is finally the piece. And look, the Wild have had
kid too in goal has been playing good.
Yes, that kid's been all right also. But they might be right there with Dallas and Colorado, and they are,
only concern.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens when they play the Avalanche and when they play Dallas coming up. All right. And the playoffs is the toughness and the physicality.
Right.
Do they have that? All right. I will begin to start getting a little more familiar with the Wild.
They are playing Colorado Sunday at home. They're playing Colorado Sunday at home.
Awesome. That place is going to be jamming.
They actually look at this weekend if you're in St. Paul. Saturday and Sunday, Oilers Avalanche, Saturday, Sunday, both at home. See, I don't like that the Avalanche game's the second night of a back-to-back. That's tough. But still, I always, me with the schedule. I get there. I'm very in tune with this stuff. But I think that they can be a player.
Look, man, it's a hockey game in December. You're circling on the calendar here. It's good stuff.
It's a good game. You mentioned Buffalo, who has the longest playoff drought in the NHL.
I know the sports.
They chopped. Well, I mean, but the Bills make the playoffs. I mean, they've never won anything.
No, I'm not talking city. I'm just talking. There's a lot.
Right. Oh, you're right. You're saying in the other sports combined, they have the longest. They are just ahead of the Jets, I think.
Yeah.
Them and the Jets are, I believe, the two.
Terrible that both of them are from New York.
Right there.
So,
Adams out. Did an awful job, and they bring Kekalainen in. He didn't do a bad job in Columbus. I think he got them to a point where it kind of flatlined a little bit. But he took Columbus to a point where they were actually, a respectable team that was making the playoffs every year. And Columbus has gone backwards since he left, too. I think that's maybe finally a decent hire. And I saw this is the first GM they've hired with previous GM experience.
Yeah, I didn't know. I couldn't believe that. Yeah.
And maybe forever, decades. Finally, maybe a smart move for the Sabres. Maybe
you know what we all want, right? You know what we all want, right?
What do we all want?
Who is your almost coach in Columbus there? Help turn around that franchise.
Oh, man.
You know what we want, right?
Yeah.
You know what we want up there.
Get him back in for another run.
The blue and gold up there. Buffalo needs it. Needs a little bit of a little jolt. Well,
they got to get rid of Lindy. Lindy's enough with Lindy. Yeah, I mean, come on. You got to get Lindy out of there.
Tell him, Mike. Tell him, Mike. Tell him who they got to bring in. Come on.
Torts.
Bring him in.
I thought he'd finally run out of places, but maybe you're right.
Bring him in.
Ruff's finished. They got to get Ruff out of there. He's finished. They can't have him as the coach anymore. This is not 99 with Hasek in the net. Like, you got to get Ruff out of there. Ruff's got
Ruff, when he had the Devils there and he knocked the Rangers out, right, in the second round that year, right? They were down 0-2.
Yeah.
Right? That's what finished Turk, that year.
Yeah.
They were down, and they gave up, 10 goals in those first 2 games?
Something like that.
And then Ruff just flipped the switch, out-coached, won the series, right?
Yeah.
And then Turk gets fired. We get Boring Laviolette. Now we got Boring Sully coming in here. But, look, I will I had, a couple of networks on yesterday, and that was brought up. And I think that's a good idea for a guy who can come in and just shake things up.
Shake it up. That's shaking it up. That's just shaking it up.
Bring him in.
God, I mean, you haven't made the playoffs in 2 decades. You might as well try to shake it up somehow.
He'll get you in the playoffs.
Not this year.
But,
well, actually, you know what? They're only 6 points back right now. I mean, man,
so funny.
They're last in the East, and they're only 6 points back in the second wild card. So it's not impossible, but the team sucks. It's just so bad. I'll tell you what's
happened with all the picks and the trades and I mean, they dumped a lot of talent out of that organization.
Yeah.
And none of these prospects have turned out. Tuck is one of them, right?
Yeah. I'll tell you who else I've been watching. They're a fun team. Sharks are fun. Now, Celebrini's third in the NHL in points, I guess now. Did you see the spinorama he threw last night? Make sure you go watch that against Calgary. He threw a spinorama up there. They are in the second wild card in the West right now.
It's a trip.
That's how well the Sharks have played. In fact, Paulie, the whole California 3 would be in the playoffs right now in the West. You talk about shaking it up. Now, that used to be a mainstay, all 3 of those teams in the playoffs.
Say, we've seen this
and
before.
We've had the ball 3, at least 2 of them, the Sharks and the Ducks the last few. They've been awful. Both would be in the playoffs if the season ended today. Shaking it up.
Yeah, it's December hockey. I like what's going on in Minnesota. I think that's just fun, just because you have those 2 great teams there in Dallas and Colorado to at least. And, the West is going to be fun here. Edmonton and Pittsburgh just made a small goaltending swap.
Right.
So as far as Edmonton's concerned, is Jari the answer for them? I don't know. You got to remember Skinner got them into 2 Stanley Cup finals. They've always had that problem there. Edmonton is similar to Toronto as far as goaltending. They have everything up front at and love watching all the problems going on in Toronto. They came back last night.
They have got, I know.
Connor Bedard who wasn't playing last night, but if there's a team that I don't mind being in pain, it's the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I think just real quick on the Leafs.
It's not Berube's fault.
Well, this is the thing. What do they do? This core group, right? It's kind of like what's going on in New York on Broadway, right?
Shake it up.
That core group of guys on the Rangers are now in their 3rd coach, 4th coach, actually.
It might be more than that at this point.
Well, it was Quinn,
Turk,
Laviolette, and now Sully. It's 4 guys. Let's just say that, right? And now you have these guys in Toronto: Matthews, Tavares, Nylander. And Berube's losing it. He's starting to leak. You could see it on the bench. So what do they do?
They had 1 shot on goal halfway through the first period. I was like, 1 shot? All the offensive talent on this team.
All right. Before we wrap up, Mike, let me
run through that. Run that.
A couple more things here. Again, Borrelli's. We just want to let everybody know Christmas Eve, Borrelli's going to be open from 11 p.m. to 6 p.m. All right. And then Christmas night. Oh, I said that? Yeah. 11 p.m. to 6. That's some weird hours if I said 11 p.m. Woo! 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Christmas Eve. Borrelli's will be open. So come on down if you got some time. And then Christmas night with some football on. Place will also be open from 5 p.m. till late. All right. So those are the Christmas Eve and Christmas night hours. And again, for all your holiday catering, call 516-705-8674. Billy Joel night tonight at Borrelli starts at 7 o'clock. Free show, $21 pasta dinner, $21 pasta dinner, half price bottles of wine. Friday this weekend, Logan Wally at 7 p.m. live music, and then DJ Taj after him. Saturday is Ryan Scarano and Jimmy Love. We'll be in here 7 o'clock start on Saturday, and then DJ Select after them. Sunday fun day here with all the football games going on. Live music at 5 p.m. with Anthony Gal. So there's what's going on this week at Borrelli's.
It is what's going on this week at Borrelli's. Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio, here from Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach on the island. Before we go, any interest tonight in the Cure Bowl between Old Dominion and South Florida? Get you excited for that? Both quarterbacks have opted out. They're not playing in the game. So you got backups.
Well, if they're not interested.
So if the quarterbacks don't have enough to show up to the game, why should we? Why should we watch? The Cure Bowl, a tradition unlike any other.
And where's that being played?
That is in Orlando at the Camping World Stadium.
Friends and family.
That is every one of these games is a friends and family. They will have then what do they call this one? The Ventures Bowl, the 68 Ventures Bowl, which features the Ragin' Cajuns of Louisiana against the Delaware Blue Hens. That is in Mobile, Alabama tonight, the Ventures Bowl. Delaware just came back up to the top level of college football. They have not played in a bowl game since 1981. They have not won a bowl game since 1978. The Blue Hens tonight. Motivation. I mean, that's it. You got to find angles in these bowl games sometimes.
Who are they playing?
The Ragin' Cajuns of Louisiana Lafayette.
And they're playing the game in
Mobile, Alabama.
So you got a team from Delaware.
Yeah, but think about how many Delaware students and family first bowl game in 40 years are going to show up.
Go down to Bama.
Mobile, Alabama, week before Christmas. Why not?
There's no direct flights in there.
Oh, that's a trip. If you're going to try to get to that place, I mean, there's hardly.
They're probably all on the bus right now.
Barely direct flights anywhere anymore. To be quite honest with you, but that is not fun. Probably getting from Delaware to Mobile, but they could do it. Why not?
That's man. If nothing else is on,
look, I'm going to find an angle tonight on one of these games. At least.
I was going to ask you, is there what's the line there? Anything to?
Well, Louisiana's -1.5 right now against Delaware.
What's the point?
USF's -4 against Old Dominion. USF's a better team than Old Dominion, but when you don't have either quarterback playing, it's kind of hard. It's not easy.
Both teams.
It's a home game for South Florida. Tampa.
Both teams have opted out not to use centers.
Tampa to Orlando. You think they would have a decent crowd at the game? South Florida. It's in their backyard.
Maybe, yeah.
Should have some sort of a crowd there. You would hope.
You know, we used to play touch and tackle football.
Yeah.
And we didn't have a center. We just you tossed the football back to the quarterback. Just opt out of the centers. Just go old school tonight.
Go old school.
Don't even just wear helmets. That's it. Don't even need any gear.
Tomorrow we'll talk about because it's our last show before the weekend, the college football playoff matchups.
My God. It's
Friday night, Alabama, Oklahoma, 3 games on Saturday.
Love it.
With Miami, Texas A&M, Tulane, Ole Miss, and Jimmy Madison and Oregon.
This guy's got a lot of rest, man.
Lots of rest for them. Yeah. We'll talk about that tomorrow. All the games for the NFL for the week, including that huge Seattle and Ram game tomorrow night. So we have all of that for us. And, of course, we'll do more pucks. Maybe the Mets will sign another Yankee.
Yep.
Maybe
that's
possible, too. Anything is possible with all of those guys. All right, Carver and Cuthbert, Go Sports Radio, Borrelli's Taproom in Long Beach. We're back tomorrow, noon East, same time. We'll see you then. Have a good one.